Hello there. Today we are going to talk a little bit about how we can inject information from the web into our virtual environment in order to support us with our building needs. And I will use this opportunity to introduce the map object that I'm sure you'll find to be very interesting. So let's go back to our little demonstrator application and let's follow through step by step. Okay, so I've logged in and I've placed a basic grid. Okay, and on that grid I'm going to place a very interesting object, as I keep saying. So I'm going to click on Create on the Create menu and the Internet category. That's where we will keep the map object. Okay, so once you take the map object, you select the map object, you can place it on your grid. And let's start examining this object. I'm going to scale it up a little bit so that it's easier to see what's going on. Is this big enough? Now let's make it bigger. Alright. When you create this object, let me put it here on the screen. It's easier for me. Okay, I've got 3 screens, so I'm going to place it on the center screen. This object, when you raise it for the first time, it's got a default location, and that location is Times Square, New York. And so that's the first thing you're going to see when you raise the map for the first time. Okay? And if you want to interact with the other functionalities of this object, you would click on the hamburger icon as usual, and this gives you a blue dialog box. Okay, and you've got a number of buttons in there. The one that I'm going to click is called the satellite button, and I'm going to click on that, and that's going to give you a satellite view image of the same location. Okay, and you can use this as a guide, okay, for things that you want to put on top. So let's look at this blue dialog box again, and I'm going to try to find an interesting place. Let's pick a place in Paris where you've got large gardens. Okay, so Jardin, if I remember correctly, that should take us to, okay, Jardin du Château de Versailles. Okay, so that seems to be an interesting place. So let's load that place. Okay. Yeah, so there's an interesting garden here, and you can see, you know, the intricate design of the garden. And let me scale it up a little bit. You can do it through the dialog box as well. So I'm going to click on the zoom plus button to zoom in. I've clicked twice, so this should actually bring us closer to the ground. Okay, and let's say now I want to maybe experiment with this layout and start adding plants to it, maybe. So what I'll do is I'll go into the flora category, and I'm going to pick some green shrubs, and I don't think that's the proper shrub, but we are ideating here, so we are fairly flexible and free. So let me try to place this here. I'm sure you would be choosing something better, but all this is only to give you an idea. And I'm going to select, oh, it's already on random, that's good. And I'm going to place, oh, this object here. So by randomizing these objects, it makes it, as I said in the earlier clips, makes it easier, you know, to create these things. So that's how you would actually be able to create very quickly a model of you know, of a place in the real world. And the fact that you have some real world information injected into your virtual environment, this opens up a number of possibilities. Namely, now when you are brainstorming about designs in your little virtual space, you'll find that whatever you come up with has some relevance to the real world. So this is one of the things we have been always chasing. We want our activities in you know, in the virtual to have you know, some real world relevance in a more direct way, and this is one of them. Okay, so you would do the same for the other things, and maybe experiment with other ideas. You know, if you have a gardener who wants to change things a little bit and say, hey, well, instead of having a lawn, we are going to have maybe flowers, you know. So maybe you can experiment with that and see how things will turn out to be. Okay, so what did I pick? Is it like purple flower? That was blue flower, I guess. Is that the one? No. Alright, anyway, let's use this one. So basically, as you can see, you can start playing around with your designs and get, you know, a better idea how it would look like if it were, you know, really if those plants were planted in that space in the real world, and etc. Okay, so you get an idea. Okay, let me clear this and give you another example very quickly. That's a little bit more down to earth, maybe. So let us say you want to redesign your garden around your house, and so what you would do is you use our tool and you enter your address. Okay, and you can actually use let's wait for everything to get deleted here, and then you will be able to use the Google map of the satellite view of your house as the ground for trying, you know, your various designs and iterate, etc. So let me load an example for a place that I used and we'll just check it out. So in this example, I've entered the address of a location. I won't tell you the location for privacy reasons. So you have a satellite view of this location, which is in a residential area, and what this user is actually doing is adding these different plants and flowers around the house, just to get an idea how things would look like if you were to plant these trees and flowers. And so basically it becomes a design tool for landscaping and for creating your gardens, etc. And I think that, as I was saying earlier, being able to use a virtual world for real-world applications is a big plus, and I think we should be doing much more in this direction. And I can promise you that we'll continue to try to do that. Okay, so for this clip, I think we've covered enough, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye for now.